and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Kamen Rider Drive review for you today. This is the DX Ride Crosser. It's kind of three vehicles in one. You get Kamen Rider Mach's motorcycle, you also get Machine Chaser's motorcycle, and then the two combine to become the Ride Crosser. It also comes with the little signal of stop for Kamen Rider Mach. So, nice picture here on the front. On the top, it shows the two bikes separately and then merging together. Two pictures of the bikes on the bottom there. Picture of Mach on this side. Picture of Machine Chaser on that side. So some nice art here on the box. I like it a lot. More pictures of the bikes in their combined forms. You got Mach and you got Machine Chaser. Shows some of the features. So, very cool box, but we'll go ahead and move on, take a look at the two bikes. So here is everything you get in the box. You get the two bikes, the kind of middle canopy piece, and then you get the little signal of stop for Kamen Rider Mach, and it's pretty nice. It just says stop. It's got kind of a shiny red sticker there. See if I can zoom in a bit. And I'll show this off more later when I show how it combines, but nothing special. Zoom out. So we'll take a look at the two bikes. We'll take a look at Mach's first. I like the color scheme. It's kind of mostly white and black with a little bit of red and blue accents to match Mach's color scheme. The wheels spin very well. It rolls along very nicely. Got kind of a cool big gun here on the front. It's got a little bit of kibble hanging on this side for when you combine the two bikes, but not bad. The handlebars can move. So it's a decent little bike here. Now this little piece on the back flips up, and that's kind of like the back of the seat. These bikes, to me, I can't decide if they're like Honda bikes, like crotch rockets, or if they're like sitting up with your feet in the front like Harleys, because they have the high seat, kind of like a Harley type bike, and they have the feet pedals in the front. Or like footrests, I should say, on the front. But then it's kind of shaped more like a, Honda sports kind of bike. So it's kind of a weird mashup of the two. And you'll see later when I show how the figures fit on them. The big canopy piece, there's some nice paint detailing on this, but it doesn't really do much. It does have this little gray piece here on the back that you kind of fold out. And then right here is it's supposed to snap in. And then it just kind of hangs off the back there. Which I admit looks kind of weird. Just a giant weird piece hanging off the back of a bike. I mean, that is how it kind of looks on the show. But on the show, they kind of shrink it down so it doesn't look so ridiculous. But I mean, it's completely optional. If you want to take it off and just use the bike like this, you certainly can. I kind of think that looks better. You can even put this piece down if you want and just leave it as a regular bike. So it is nice that it has that option. You don't have to put that giant weird piece on the back. But it is there if you're looking to be show accurate. I'm going to put this stuff off to the side. We'll take a look at Machine Chaser's bike. I really like the detailing on this. I think the purple flames look really cool with the black. But the bike is mostly black. There's a few silver, details here and there. There's a lot of silver here on the front, and there's kind of a little skull, which we'll get a closer look at. But it really is mostly silver. It's kind of hard to see the detailing on the skull because it really is mostly silver. So the detailing kind of blends in. Not really much you can do about that. This bike definitely has less kibble on it because all the other pieces are on Mach's bike. So it looks pretty streamlined. And then you can see here, they have the clips just like Trideron. So you could pop this on, or any of the signal bikes. I'm sorry, signal bikes. Any of the other tires for the tire Kokons could go right on there. Just like these signals can. But he's only got one. It's the only on this wheel. And I forgot to show that Mach's has one on the back wheel. So they each only have one. But I do think it looks pretty cool. Now, it has the same thing where the seat folds up in the back. And you can see it's got another kind of silver skull. Again, there's some detail there, but it's a little washed out because it's all one color. But not bad. So again, they have that to be like the top of the seat, and he's got the footrest in the front as well. They're very similar as far as the mold of the bike goes. You can definitely tell that they're the same mold with just a few tweaks. So I've got Mach and Machine Chaser here ready to mount up their bikes. But real quick, before I do that, I'm just going to show you the stop signal that this comes with. Really nothing special to it. Clicks on just like any other one would. So you just snap it right on and it looks cool. Like I said, it's kind of a shiny, metallic-y kind of red. Just says stop, so nothing super spectacular there. But it looks good, fits right on. So now bringing the bikes in, I'm going to kind of get this guy on here as best I can. Now, like I said, you can try to put the feet in the front if you like, but they don't really go on the footrests just because of, I guess if you turned the thigh, put it out wide, turned the thigh and brought the foot back in, I guess that could work. That's probably the best and closest you're going to get. I kind of bow out the legs a little bit and then at the thigh, turn it back in to kind of get the foot to rest on those 2 foot pedals, but he still looks a little awkward. So you can either have him kind of sit like that and not really touch. I mean, you can bend these in a little bit to try to get his hands on there, which probably will work. The nice thing about these figures are the hands are so articulated that you can really get them in whatever pose you want. So you can have them sit back like that, or if you would rather, you can kind of put the legs out to the back and have him lean forward, and then he can definitely grab a hold of the handles. So you can do more of a pose like that. It's really up to you. He kind of fits on there both ways. You can put this up if you like, or if you don't, you can put that on there. You pop this thing back on. So there you go. Machine Chaser fits pretty much the same way. Just kind of bend his legs out. Pop him on. Put his hands on. I'm not going to bother, but you get the gist. They can fit on the bikes pretty well as pretty much any rider can fit on their bikes. I know with Gaim, I had trouble getting Gaim on his bike as well. It's just kind of, you just have to fiddle with the legs to get them in a pose you like. But they do look good on the bikes. I think they're in proportion well. They do look good. The bikes aren't 100% spectacular, but they do work. I like Machine Chaser's detailing, but it is mostly black. I would have liked to see a little bit more purple on it. But I think they wanted to keep them both kind of with a black base so that when they combine together, they didn't look too ridiculous. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at that combined form. So there's a little bit of a transformation for this. I'm going to start with the Mach bike. You just go ahead and pop this off and fold this back in. Push the seat down. You're going to bring the 2 handlebars in so they're kind of pointed like that. They kind of look like guns. This pops up and becomes a gun. Come around to this side. Flip this piece down. You can flip out these little bladed type weapons. Flip this piece up. Then right about here, you can pull it out. This gray piece will fold down. And then it will fold out again. Just like that. You can do pretty much the same with Machine Chaser's bike, except that he doesn't really have any of the kibbles, so you're mostly just going to push the seat down, point the handlebars in, pull it apart, same place, fold this out, and you're pretty much ready to go. Then you're just going to connect these 2 together, which is very easy. These don't connect down here, they just kind of rest next to each other. But there you go, you've got pretty much the whole bed. Now you're going to take Mach, and it's a little tricky, but not too bad, to get him in here. He's literally just going to sit on this piece. That's going to go that's right where his butt's going to go. And just kind of sit him in here and get him to lay as flat as you can. His head can kind of rest on this back piece. You can just kind of get them on there. And then you can see right here and here is where these two pieces are going to peg in. Very simple. So you just kind of drop this on, peg those two in, and as you can see, his head just kind of sticks out the back a little bit. But there you go. That is the ride crosser all assembled with Mach inside. I think it looks kind of cool. The big dome makes sense now. It looks good. It's definitely proportional with this part of it. And it still rolls very well. It would have been nice to completely close his head on the back, but it's not that big a deal. So I think it's interesting. So at the end of the day, I think it's a pretty fun toy. It retails for about 5,000 yen, which is about $42.50 as far as dollars goes. I got it on Hobby Link Japan for 4,000 yen, so that was more like $34. And for that price, I think it's worth it. It's kind of about $15 a bike when you think about it, which is kind of a little less than what the Gaim bikes were going for. And they do transform together, which is kind of cool. So it's definitely no Trideron, but it's also half the price. So it's not really fair to compare it to Trideron. Trideron had sounds and everything, and these obviously don't have sounds. But it's a heck of a lot cheaper than Trideron. So if you're trying to choose between the two and you had the money to spend, I would say definitely go with Trideron. But if you're looking for a cheaper vehicle option, like you can't afford Trideron and you're just looking for a cheaper vehicle, then I would recommend this. It's really up to personal preference. I think they're cool bikes. They're not amazingly detailed, but they do transform together, which is kind of cool. The big canopy section hanging off the back of Mach's bike is a little weird, but you don't have to have it on there. You can take it off and the bike looks perfectly fine without it. I do like Machine Chaser's bike. I like the purple flames on the black. I wish it had a little bit more paint apps because it is a lot of black. But the silver on the front's kind of nice, but the detailing in the skulls gets a little lost because it's all silver, so it's all right. I definitely think I recommend it, though, especially if you can get it on Hobby Link for around 35 bucks. I think it's worth that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, what your opinions are on this. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this review of the Deluxe Ride Crosser from Kamen Rider Drive. And thanks for watching.